They came unannounced. Two figures standing at my door, holding the same faces I used to beg love from. My mother's voice was the first to break the silence. "We just want to meet him," she said. Her tone was rehearsed soft, almost trembling. My father didn't speak. He just looked past me, like I was a stranger blocking his way home. The air between us was thin, sharp. 20 years of distance couldn't soften the cruelty I still remembered. The night they threw me out. The slammed door. My mother's voice echoing down the hall, "You've ruined our family." Now, here they were, aging and desperate, asking to meet the boy they'd called a mistake before he was even born. I didn't move. Didn't invite them in. My son stood in the next room, laughing softly at something on his laptop. He didn't know they existed, and they didn't know the truth about him. So I smiled. The kind of smile that hides more than it reveals. "Of course," I said quietly. "You should meet him." I was 16 when they decided I no longer existed. My father's reputation mattered more than my survival. He was a church elder, a man of words and control. My mother followed him like shadow. The night I told them I was pregnant, she didn't cry. She just stared at the wall and said, "You'll leave before sunrise." I did. I left with nothing, no money, no warmth, no plan. Just the heartbeat inside me, small and steady like a secret. For years, I thought of them when it rained. I imagined them sitting in that same polished house, pretending I'd never happened. They didn't even come to the hospital when my son was born. I remember looking at him small, fragile, perfect, and whispering, "It's just you and me now." And it was. Through every night shift, every eviction, every hungry day, he stayed beside me. I told him his grandparents were dead. It was easier that way, until the day they showed up again, standing on my porch, pretending to be family. I let them in, out of curiosity, not forgiveness. My mother looked around the house with that same critical silence she used to wear like perfume. My father scanned the wall's photos, certificates, all of my son's achievements. "He's done well," he said finally. His voice cracked slightly, betraying something, jealousy maybe, or pride he didn't earn. They thought they were meeting a boy raised in struggle. But the house was clean, modern, expensive. The result of something they couldn't have predicted. Because what they never knew, what no one knew, was that the man who helped me all those years ago wasn't my boyfriend from school. He was someone else. Someone older. Someone they knew. My father's business partner. The same man who visited our house every Sunday, calling me kiddo, smiling too long when my father wasn't looking. He was the first person to offer help when I ran away. Paid for my education. Supported the child. Quietly. Consistently. Until the day he died and left everything to me and to our son. My son. Their grandson. My father's partner's son. I called my son into the living room. He walked in tall, composed, intelligent in the way that unnerved older men. His eyes carried that same quiet sharpness his real father once had. "Mom?" he asked. "Who are they?" My mother smiled through her guilt. "We're your grandparents, sweetheart." He hesitated. Looked at me. I nodded slightly. He shook their hands politely. The kind of politeness that comes from control, not warmth. My father studied his face. I could see the calculation happening behind his eyes, the recognition he couldn't place. The familiar tilt of the jaw. The same dark eyes that once belonged to his closest friend. It hit him slowly. Like poison. His fingers twitched. His lips parted, but no words came out. "You look just like your father," he finally said. My son smiled faintly. "I've heard that before." When they left, my father lingered at the door. My mother was already crying, but not for me. Never for me. He turned to me, his voice low, strained. "Does he know?" I met his eyes. "He knows everything I want him to know." The silence stretched. He understood. That the boy he'd disowned me for carried the blood of his best friend. That his legacy, his pride, his name meant nothing anymore. I did what you taught me, I said quietly. I survived by choosing silence over shame. His face collapsed, not in rage, but realization. The kind that cuts deeper than anger. They never came back. A week later, I received a letter from my mother. It was short. Apologies wrapped in excuses. I didn't reply. Some truths don't need to be spoken twice. My son asked once about them. I told him they were ghosts people who taught me how to disappear and rebuild from nothing. He nodded. Never asked again. Sometimes I think about that night in the rain, the one when they locked the door behind me. I realize now they didn't just lose a daughter. They lost the only version of themselves that could have been redeemed. And the boy they came to meet? He was their mirror, a reflection of everything they buried, and everything I became. They wanted a grandson to love. Instead, they met the consequence of their own cruelty.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.